The next foundational operating principle that we sat down and looked at, I've mentioned the idea of a swarm business model. And if you're going to create this idea of autonomous teams, you've also got to empower the teams to actually make decisions. And this is the whole principle of this decentralized decision making that we look at and how we actually go about developing this. Think about yourself. You make big decisions every day of your life, whether it's what career you need to take, what job you actually want to do, whether you should buy a house, and God forbid you get married, you have babies, whatever it is. You make big decisions without anyone else telling you how to make these decisions. And when we look at our staff, we do believe that they're more than capable of making important decisions. In the traditional hierarchical structure, the management layer steps in and says, no, wait a minute, I need to make the decision on your behalf and you need to do what we tell you. And we really don't think that this is a smart way to manage business. And certainly when we look at the idea of an exponential culture, it actually breaks your ability to scale your business. People need to be able to make decisions where they actually are, within the framework of their expertise, their roles and their responsibilities. As the CEO, I should not be making the majority of the decisions in the business. And I think this is a really, really important context, because when you look at a traditional organizational structure, you have this very fixed hierarchy. Information needs to flow up and decisions need to flow down. But of course, we've all played the broken telephone conversation where what you say winds up being completely different to what is received by the person on the other side. Now, if we're able to give people agencies, empower them to make decisions and really manage themselves, it changes how we grow and develop. And it gives people control over their lives. And I think this is really, really important. You need to have freedom, responsibility. And I'm a firm believer in the principle of free will. And this is really what it comes down to. How do I exercise what I think? How do I exercise what I believe? And translate it into the work that I do every day. And in order to make this work, we've taken the management layer out of the business. And we need to manage our business based on context rather than control. And this is what culture is for us. So we've created this framework where we've taken the middle management layer out and we've built the tasks that a management layer typically does into our flowchart. And that's our operating principle. That's our operating system that allows us to deliver, and it allows us to stay ahead of our competition without worrying about what's going on with our competition, because we're creating value with our customers. So it's a highly focused strategy, but by getting rid of the management layer, saying to our staff, you're responsible, manage yourself. I don't want to manage your time. I don't want to even manage your leave. And this is the cool stuff that we do here. As an example, you want to go and leave. You go discuss it with your squad. You don't come and discuss it with me or one of the co-founders or wherever. You go and manage it with your squad, because you've got to work with the guys. You've got to make sure that you deliver, and you've got to align to what the squads need. So this is what self-manage is about. And it's a very, very important principle that allows us to scale, because we treat you as an adult and we believe you've got the responsibility to make the right decisions. What we do understand, though, is not all decisions are equal. And the more experienced you become, the more your ability is to see a longer term impact. You're able to discern patterns within abstract data points. And we do understand that. So for a junior person, say you've just come out of varsity, you've got to develop your skills. And we do see the more junior layers in the organization as very self-directed and quite selfish. And that's a very good thing. You've got to go and develop your skills. You've got to go and deliver your capacity to build out, and it'll stand you in good stead for the future of your career. Whereas our mid-tier is more around your ability to manage interpersonal relationships, to manage the squads, to manage people, because that's a whole different skill that is not related to the job function that you've actually come to do. Then, of course, the more senior you become in an organization, the more strategically orientated you are, because your decision-making horizons actually look to a far greater distance. So this is where we look at who you are and how do you manage yourself, and we do work very closely with you, and that's all built into what we call Design My Career. But that's a subject for a whole nother video. So just on the self-management, very important principle, because we think you're adults and we think you're more than capable of making the decisions you need to make. So that's it on this point. I'll chat to you in another video.